Hello, Horror Squad, and welcome to a weird video. I've been wanting to do this video for about 3 or 4 months, but couldn't get the chance to really do it. And here we are. I got the chance to finally talk about Spectre 2. Now, before I get started, there's going to be people that are probably watching this that are big fans of this game, that maybe like Spectre 2, maybe think it's a good Roblox horror game or the best. And, for people that are watching, I just want to remind you that this is mostly my opinion, okay? I'm not trying to change anyone's opinion on this. If you think it's the best or you think it's a good Roblox horror game, fine. But to me, I think this is the worst Roblox horror game on the Roblox platform. And there's two reasons why I think it's the worst Roblox horror game in particular. Especially for Spectre 2. I think Spectre 2 is the absolute worst compared to Spectre 1. And there's two reasons for that. One is that Spectre 2 is a cash grab, which I'm going to go over in a minute why it's a cash grab. And two, the gameplay of Spectre 2 is garbage. It's actually terrible. And I don't understand how anyone could sit there and play hours of this game. I don't know how you do it. People would have to pay me money to actually do it. So yeah, before I get to the gameplay part, after I get done explaining why it's a cash grab, one thing I want to mention, just in case someone points it out in the comments, I am going to be comparing Spectre to Phasmophobia. And I'm allowed to do this because both of them are the same. Phasmophobia and Spectre are both ghost hunting games. They both have the same objectives, same thing, like just same everything, mostly. The only thing Spectre 2 has a difference is the ghost goggles and some items, but other than that, they are both literally the same. So I'm allowed to compare both games. So other than that, let's go ahead and talk about why Spectre 2 in particular is a cash grab. Why is this game a cash grab? Well, let's go over the game passes and then pretty much go over why this is a cash grab. So let's go over the game passes real fast. So pretty much people are probably looking at this and thinking, wait a minute, this is Spectre 1's game pass. I know, we'll get to Spectre 2 in a second. So pretty much I want y'all to take these game passes into consideration. All right. I want you to take the 2 times cash, the 2 times experience, Sandy Bar, and the anime van. I want you to take these 4 game passes in particular. The rest you ignore. The rest you just kind of just ignore. You don't care about these. Just put these 4 in your notebooks right now. So, and these are also a contribute on why the gameplay on Spectre sucks, which we'll talk about why the gameplay sucks. These 4 game passes have a contribute why it sucks. But yeah. So did y'all write it in your notebooks? Did you write these 4 in your notebooks? Okay, you did? All right. Now let's go into Spectre 2 real fast. You notice anything similar? You notice anything different with the game passes? Now, for people who don't know yet, let's double check. We got 2 times cash, 2 times experience, anime van, and Sandy Bar. Okay. So we got the Sandy Monitor, 2 times cash, 2 times experience, and the anime pack. Huh. Interesting, right? And yes, these are for the exact same game passes. The only difference is the anime pack includes anime characters, and that's the only difference. But it's still basically the same thing as the other one and stuff. So pretty much it's the same exact game passes. From Spectre 1. Now, for people that are wondering, so how does this contribute to this game being a cash grab? Well, let's go over why Spectre 2 exists. Let's ask the question, why does Spectre 2 exist? And then it being a cash grab might actually pop into question now, because why does Spectre 2 exist? Why is this made? Like, what's the point of having this to be made? Like, you could have taken the original game right here and basically just done all the stuff that you've done to Spectre 2 and put it in Spectre. Like, you could have just done all of that. And for people wondering, well, they wanted to keep the original version, they wanted to do that and that. they could just make a game mode. They made random game modes. You might as well just make this a game mode where you, or put it in your options where you can have the old Specter stuff. They done it in the game. So what's the point of making a second one? You know why they made a second Specter? You know the real reason why? Well, let's go over the game passes once again. Let's go back to the game passes and let's go over why they did this. So I got a calculator here. You probably can't see it. No, you can't. All right, that's fine. So the calculator, I have a calculator here that where I added all the game passes out that people are going to likely to buy. So pretty much people are going to buy the 2 times cash, the EXP, and the sanity monitor. That's basically how people are. They're going to buy this stuff. And also the extra inventory, but that wasn't in Specter 1, so I'm not going to count that. And I guess people love the anime pack, so they bought that as well. So I'm going to include the anime pack, and I'll give 2 different perspectives of the anime pack not being included and the anime pack not the anime pack being included. Sorry. So adding all of this up, so without the anime pack, it is 1,647 Robux you just spend there. Now with the anime pack, you're spending 2,046 Robux. So now, why is Specter 2 a cash grab? Well, let's go over this real fast. Now, pretty much, you just technically spend 20 bucks on these 3 game passes right there. You just spend 20 bucks on it. So the reason why they made a Specter 2 is so that you would spend that extra $20 that you spend on the first one in Specter 2 again. It's basically the same thing of how EA did with Madden, basically. For people who don't know, EA owns Madden, which Madden's an NFL game. Basically what they do is take the the previous Madden, the previous NFL, and they take it, sprinkle a little bit of dust of changes, just tiny changes to it. And then they add another number to it and then basically move on with their day. It's basically a cash grab. And that is literally what Specter 2 did here. What they did was they took the old game, sprinkle some little bit of changes to it, and after that, put a number to it, and then call it a day. And basically, they have the same game passes here, so you could spend that extra 20 bucks. So if you spend 20 bucks in Specter 1, and you spend 20 bucks in this, you basically gave them 2 times the amount of money. You basically gave them 40 bucks for basically these game passes and for the first one as well. So that's why this game is a cash grab. It's literally has no reason to exist. It has no reason to be there at all. Like, why make that exist when you could just do all the stuff that you did in Specter 2 into Specter 1? It just makes literally no sense. And it's just, like I said, the reason they did it was to get your money, is the reason they did it. Like, they have no reason to make Specter 2 other than to make you pay money on the same stuff that you had in the first one and for this game right here. It's just stupid. It's so dumb that they did this to their own community. And, there's some community people that notice this and they don't like that. And I'm glad that there's some people in Specter's community that notice this stupid shit, because, if I'm the only one that notices this, that's sad. That's really sad that I'm the only one that notices that Specter 2 is legit a cash grab. So, yeah, other than that, that is why Specter 2 is a cash grab. Now let's go over why the gameplay in particular sucks. Now, the game passes are the reason why Specter 2 is gameplay is garbage. Now, let's go over the game passes, and let's go over the game passes, and then we'll go over what you're supposed to be doing in Phasmophobia and Specter, and why these game passes make the game even more boring than what it is. So, the game passes, we got the sanity monitor, the 2 times cash, 2 times EXP, and the extra inventory slots. So now let's go over what Specter and Phasmophobia are about. So these games are about basically you going into a haunted location and going in there with your equipment to figure out what ghost you're dealing with, to do the objectives, and to survive and not die. Now, why does these game passes make the game even more boring? Well, to talk about Phasmophobia and Spectre, they really don't have much to really offer other than just going to different maps and dealing with different ghosts and also having different equipment. That's really all that they have to offer. So now you're probably understanding why these game passes make the game even more boring. Because if you have 2 times cash, you can literally buy every single item in the game so easily that you just don't care. Like, who cares if you die and lose all of them? You got so much money that you could just rebuy them all and buy every single item in the game. It just doesn't feel like any of the items that you bought are really earned or anything. You just literally get 2 times cash and you get them so easily and stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure if you play 1 round of Spectre with this Game Pass, you probably will have enough to buy a lot of the equipment in the game. And 2 times EXP really is just useless. It's only for the season pass if you really care at all about that. So, I mean, if you want that, whatever. If you don't, then don't buy it. I'm pretty sure it also has some uses, but I don't really care because why do you need this at all? It's just a good question. Why do you need this at all? Now here is the 2 game passes that I believe destroys the gameplay completely. We got the Sandy Monitor, which what it does is that it shows how much sandy you got. And I'm pretty sure it's Sandy Monitor because I'm pretty sure it shows basically maybe your team's sandy as well. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not going to buy it to look because I'm not wasting Robux on this crap game. But basically what it does, like I said, is it's supposed to show how much sandy you got. So why is the Sandy Monitor a particular problem? Now, why is this a huge problem? Now, the reason why Sandy Monitor is such a big deal is because knowing how much sanity you have, knowing how much sanity you got is so terrible because you could go in, find the ghost, check your sandy with, I'm just, because the sandy has a watch and stuff, but you could check your sandy and be like, oh, I'm low on sandy. I'm going to die. So I'm going to have to go back and basically take some, I don't know if they have sandy pills on this one, but if they do, take some sandy pills to get my sandy back up and that go back in there. So basically it just ruins it because you know how much sandy you will have at all times and it just ruins the entire gameplay. It ruins literally the gameplay because you just know how much sandy you have, so it just makes the game so much more easier. So that's why Sandy Monitor sucks. And the extra inventory ain't even better because the fact that you could carry 4 items to the ghost room just makes the game so much more easier and you could just get the game done so easily and just beat the game and then move on to the next match. Like, the extra inventory and the Sandy Monitor literally make the game super boring. So if you buy these 2 game passes, maybe that's why your game is boring. Because these 2 game passes literally make the game boring. And like I said, and that's just how it is, That's why Phasmophobia doesn't have any of this in their game. Because if they did have that stuff in their game, it would make the game so much more easier and make it more boring. Phasmophobia doesn't have any of this stuff because it doesn't need it. And not only that, it's a lot better without it. Like, if Spectre didn't have any of these game passes, it probably wouldn't be as boring. It's still boring, don't get me wrong, because the gameplay is not great at all, in my opinion. I think the gameplay is really terrible. But these, in particular, make the game boring. So now for the gameplay. Why is the gameplay bad? Well, the ghosts really suck in this game. The ghosts really don't do much other than kind of interact with their environment and then hunt. That's basically really all what the ghosts do in this game. yes, there's jump scares and there's ghosts that just kind of pop up, but it doesn't need to exist. That's the point of it all, is that the jump scares and the ghosts kind of just popping up out of nowhere, basically they don't need to exist because they don't do anything. They don't contribute to anything. They're just there to startle the player, which the only thing that startles me in this game is the jump scares, but all it does just makes me annoyed because I just want to figure out what ghost I'm dealing with or find the ghost room. I don't want to sit there and get jump scared by the ghost while I'm trying to freaking figure out what I'm dealing with, because the jump scares don't do anything. They are just there to be there. And that's pretty much the end of the day with the freaking jump scares. It's just they're there to be there, basically. Now, for Phasmophobia, ghost events have a reason to be there. The ghost events are there to not only lower your sanity, but to also get you a quick ghost photo. And that's the reason why ghost events are there. They have a reason to be there. While Spectre 2, the jump scares have no reason to be there. They're just there to be there. So yeah, basically the ghosts don't really do much, so that's another reason it makes it boring. The AI really sucks in this game, so the ghosts will just kind of hug walls or kind of just chill and not really do much, and stuff like that. And yes, the ghosts are a little bit different per, each ghost has their own like differences, but really it's hard to tell in this game because the ghosts are so poorly made that it's just like, what's the point? What's the point of adding differences to these ghosts when the ghosts themselves are so poorly made that you just can't tell what differences are there for each of these ghosts? Maybe there's some ghosts out there that actually have some really good differences that you could spot, but most of the ghosts, though, in this game literally have no differences. Or, well, they do have differences, it's just you can't tell. And that's probably another reason why this game gets boring, because it's the same game every single time. Like, at least with Phasmophobia, the ghosts there are really unique, and you could literally tell the differences between them, and it's just a lot more fun. But with Spectre, it's just the same game every time. It just feels like the same game every single time. So that's why Spectre 2 is boring as hell and why it sucks. I just question why you didn't buy Phasmophobia. Like, Phasmophobia is like 13 or 14 bucks. I don't know how much it costs on Steam. But if you're willing to spend 20 bucks on this game, literally, or 40, why not buy Phasmophobia? Hell, with 40 bucks, you could buy Phasmophobia and buy Phasmophobia for another friend, and bam, you're good to go. You literally will have so much more fun with Phasmophobia than basically Spectre. And if you don't want to play Phasmophobia, there is other Phasmophobia fan games out there that are so much more fun than Spectre. Like, Forewarned. It's an Egyptian Phasmophobia that is amazing. It's a lot of fun, and it takes the Phasmophobia gameplay into a new level. It's awesome. Obsidio is fine. I like Obsidio. I think it's a good game. Like I said, there's so many different Phasmophobia fan games that you could play, that you could spend your 40 bucks on than this game right here. Spectre 2, in my opinion, is not even close to worth 20 bucks. It's not worth 10, and it's not worth 5. It's not worth anything to me. I don't think this Spectre 2 is worth anything at all. So I hope people understand why I think Spectre 2 is the worst Roblox horror game on the Roblox platform. I hope people understand why I think Spectre 2 is garbage. I just think this game is just a big cash grab, and it's boring as hell. It's just, I don't see how anyone can play this game. But I'm glad that people are noticing that this game is really bad and stuff, and I'm glad that people are noticing it, because you could see the active count right here. There's only 1,000 players, when back then this game used to earn like 3 or 4K players, but it dropped massively, probably because, like I said, people knew, or people saw that this game sucks, so people are finally realizing that, and I'm glad that people are realizing it, and I'm hoping this video brings light onto some people's eyes to show why Spectre 2 is garbage. So other than that, in conclusion, that is why Spectre 2 is a cash grab. It's boring. It's a trash game. Like I said, if you're willing to spend 20 or 40 bucks on this game, just buy Phasmophobia or Forewarned or any other Phasmophobia game out there besides Spectre. You will have so much more fun than playing this game. This game is just not worth it. I hope in the future we get a good Roblox Phasmophobia game out there that will actually give Roblox Phasmophobia a lot of fun and experience instead of Spectre, because Spectre definitely failed at it, and it's definitely not coming back from it. So other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm Mr. Orkdim, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!